doesn't sound too good. The seller and the flipper and everyone else that lied is because if you guys look at it, analyzation of the situation. What is up, dudes and dudettes? It is Connor with Hound Dog Motorsports. And if you can tell, I'm in a new shop, new location, new home, new career path, new everything. But we also have new problems with the N54. My E92 has been having a cylinder 1 combustion misfire for a while now. By I'd say that, I mean like the last 100 miles because I rarely drive this thing. And to solve that problem, I have bought the cheapest spark plugs I could find on Amazon and the cheapest thin wall spark plug socket I could find on Amazon. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take the beauty cover off right here and just set that aside somewhere. Put it in that little container. So now with the beauty cover off, you can see what might be a problem is this looks like audio amp wire that is used as maybe a ground for this coil right here, these two coils, and that go right there. I'm gonna go ahead and fix that while I'm here, clean that up, make it look a little bit better, maybe clean it up the right way, because obviously it wasn't done right the first time. But first, the most important thing is that I want to pull all of these sockets out in order to get a better look at what's going on here in cylinder 1. Plastic pry tool real quick, see if my knife helps. It is off. Pop it out. Ooh. Got a little bit of walnut still on there. Set this to a side along with the coil and take the socket, open. Now compared to any other 14mm spark plug socket I've seen, this thing is pretty small. Now, for an Amazon special, it's not the fanciest, but I think it'll do. Now the listing, when I bought this thing about 10,000 miles ago, did say that these spark plug sockets were new, and I have reasonable suspicion to doubt that. On second thought, I'm gonna hit this with a ratchet. Okay, maybe that won't even help. It's totally not concerning. These do look pretty brand new. I'm not sure if I can get it to focus on the probe enough, but even the probe looks like to have like a healthy amount of life left. So in all honesty, I don't want to replace the spark plugs because these are NGKs, they're pretty brand new. They don't have a lot of oil on them. It does look good. I do not think that this is an issue whatsoever, but what I will do is go ahead and smack this with my depth gauge and see where we are at. So looks like it is gapped to 0.034, so 30, I think it's at 34 thousandths. I can't read, but I do think this is enough. I do think this is good to go. It does look, if you look at it, it is white, which means that it ran lean at some point, so I was not getting enough fueling. Whether that was with me or without me, I do not know. So most likely as of right now, I have a coil issue, ignition coil issue. To soothe things a little bit better and clarify and make my diagnostic process a little bit easier, I'm gonna swap them over to cylinder 2, like I said, and see if the problem follows it. We are back with the lovely food grade anti-seize. Just a dab, as you can see, this is more than just a dab, but I do have carbon buildup on the threads of this spark plug. I absolutely do not want that, so I went ahead and cleaned it off a little bit, have it almost good enough to where I'm just gonna thread it in. If you guys can tell from how smoothly this ratchet wrench is rotating, that anti-seize helps a lot. I highly encourage that if you have problems pulling a bolt out and you need to put that same bolt back in, or really any bolt back in, go ahead and throw some anti-seize on there. It'll save everyone a lot of time, pain, and heartache. She's in there. The next step of the operation is to go ahead and fix this wiring. So after some further analyzation of the situation, looking here, you can see that one of the ground bolts, whatever this is called, for the valve cover that sticks out like this does right here, actually broke off. Obviously, they were not successful whatsoever because we are here. I'm going to ignore that for now. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm ignoring that for now. When I do the valve cover gasket, eventually, I have no signs of a leak right now from the valve cover gasket, so I'm not too pressed to do it. I'm going to leave it alone. I will swap out the coils. I got the coil 1 still out. Swap out coil 1 with coil 2 and see if the problem follows. Hopes and prayers, the BMW motto. Come on. She's out. Oof. Yeah. Yikes. Coils are swapped. Everything is looking good as not new, but Hound Dog Motorsports equivalent. And yeah, the last step of this operation is to drive the absolute dog piss out of this thing and see if the problem transfers. There's only one way to find that out, and I'm gonna do that when I haven't had as many cold tanks. Cut to closed, professional on a closed course videos. All right, guys, we are in a pickle. Same day that I recorded the spark plug issue video, I decided to do a deep dive into what turbos I have. Come to find out, I have stock turbos, which sucks, especially considering I was running ethanol on these, and they held up pretty fine. In all honesty, they held up really, really well. I think they're OEM turbos. I don't know, nor do I care, because I'm going single turbo eventually, like every other N55 owner says. But I have this massive issue right here. I've never noticed it before, and I'm not sure how I didn't. Look at that. 20 out of like the 60 strands in this, like hanging on for dear life and making actual ground. I'm gonna try and save this instead of having to go out and buy a new ground cable. Walmart does sell them, which is pretty cool. I do know that from experience, but if I can avoid spending $20 on a new ground, I will. Fuck the seller and the flipper and everyone else that lied, because this car has had 4 owners. I am the 4th. About what turbos this has, because this definitely has stock TD03s. I took the turbo inlet off, the front turbo inlet off. Where's it at? Right over there. I took the front turbo inlet off in order to get a better access to it. Picture here of what turbo I have, and yeah, it's an absolute mess. But shout out to the guy on the Tennessee, even though I don't live there, they accepted me as a member on Facebook, which is pretty chill. The Tennessee page, he kind of showed me how to do it, go about it as a process. But without further ado, let's go back to getting this back in. Actually, what I'm gonna do first is actually tackle this grounding cable. And you can tell that this is an aftermarket just because of how ungodly long this thing is. To be honest, looking at this, this looks recent. And the reason why I say that is because if you guys look at it, this would have a lot more dirt, dust, and debris. It's also not OEM, so I'm not too worried about it. They probably bought the cheapest one at Walmart and threw it on there, but it is still a problem I have to solve. Let's check and see if Walmart is open. Maybe I do save myself some money by going that route. I'm honestly not even gonna waste my time. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick one up. Come on with. If there's one thing I genuinely hate, it's Walmart. We got the 49 inch, so about 1 PP length. Got the cable, came out to 1057 after tax. Not bad for Virginia. Back in the lab, got the grounding strap cable, gigabyte AI data link connector, throwing it back on the car now. Is the mic on? All right, I genuinely don't know where I left off, yeah, I just went ahead and put the cable back in. It looks to be the same exact cable as what was on there, same length and everything. So what I'm thinking is that they probably did the same thing, but they might not have gone to Walmart. They probably went to VatoZone and got one. Also a little weird, I'm pretty sure that is a standard bolt. A lot of questions, but no time for answers. Now I'm gonna come around to this side. This is gonna suck because I gotta feed this up pipe back where it was, back where you belong. Now we're at the hard part. I gotta feed this thing. I gotta feed it like it's my child that I don't have. At least I think. I'm pretty sure I don't have kids. I hope not, because my old lady would be pissed. But who knows? Who knows, guys? Who knows? Not me. I don't know. I don't know shit. Like, how do I get this in here without damaging the radiator? Okay, maybe take that thingamajig back off. Might have jumped the gun on that one, Jim Bob. Leaking coolant everywhere. This is so much fun. I love working on cars. I love the fact that this is what I'm doing at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Man, this is just the time of my life, guys. All right, front inlet is on. But just for everyone's notification, the grounding strap that I'm using is called a 49-inch battery cable from Everstart Lawn and Garden. Lawnmower parts on a BMW. BMW. You will love to see it. Got that back on. Now it's time for a quick start. Make sure this thing fires up. Don't worry, I know I didn't put my fan in. All right, cranking the hog in 3, 2, 1. She doesn't sound too good. All the fluid is coming off the belt, so that was the groaning noise I heard. But it sounds like she has a misfire. I got a little egregious with it, and I didn't show you guys the codes, but it does have a code for misfire cylinder 1, which is not good. Hopefully this is something as like fuck. I didn't hear it hit the ground. This connector is just not in all the way. She's in there. It is misfiring, so it could be several things. You just hope and pray. It's one of them simple things. I don't know. That already sounds a whole lot better. Brother. God, I think I got lucky. I think I got really lucky. We're gonna let it idle for a couple seconds, minutes, actually, and see if any codes pop up. I got MHD flasher on and ready to go. I still have my TPMS light. Probably never gonna find out the solution for that because I really don't care. But I have a clean dashboard besides that. So I'll get back to y'all once it's done idling. All right, now I'm gonna smoke my pipe a little bit and let the car sit. Remember, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. And if you own a BMW, it is gonna go wrong. This hose thing right here split in two when I was trying to attach the fan while it was running. Great idea, but you know, I've done it a couple times. Had the confidence to do it a few times, you know, if you get that joke. And yeah, that did not work out well, did it? No, sirree, Bob. No, it didn't. So here I am, barbecue sauce on my connector. That didn't break, thank God. Oh, actually, I have a connector kit. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I bought this thing like months ago, like a year ago. Time to shine. They're the same, both pipes appear to be the same size, unless I'm stupid, and I am. I own a BMW, I can't be that smart. Like, why wouldn't they make one that just, you know, comes, why wouldn't they make one that just, you know, fuck, I don't know. I also don't know if this vacuum hose assortment connector thing that was kind of a waste because I have a 3D printer is gonna hold up, but they say that you can use them on the interwebs. I didn't search that deep. I did like 30-second search, but all the boomers are like, oh yeah, I use them on 67 Impala, like Bobby. That's when cars ran at completely different temperatures. 2026, big dog, except for this is a 2020, whatever. Okay, take 200 million and one. Get this started. I actually have such confidence that this is gonna be okay. I'm gonna put the beauty cover back on. All right, it's been about 10 minutes, I would even say. So let's check the codes. Nothing is popping up back in the system. Electric fan. That's okay, I'll take that. I will take the electric fan. That's just because I plugged it in. That seems like a job well done to me. We have no lights on the dash besides what's expected. So the TPMS, the brake, and the seatbelt because I have my brake on, seatbelt because I don't have my seatbelt on, and I'm in the seat. TPMS because that's a problem for another video. Besides that, I have no pending codes, no nothing. So I have nothing to worry about. Knock on wood. Banging on wood if I could even. I think we learned a lot today. We made a lot of progress. We learned a lot about the car, and we solved the problem before it became a bigger problem. Like I said, I did have that issue this morning when I went to go start up the car, and it started up the car, it cranked, and then the key was locked in the ignition, and it just wouldn't turn over. Weird experience, but hey, at least it was a $10 fix. You can't beat that, big dogs. You can't beat that whatsoever. With that being said, if you guys learned anything, drop it below in the comments. If you guys even know what might have happened to the grounding strap, I'm willing to take, and I'm more than welcoming to take any criticism or whatever it may be. Just be sure to drop it down in the comments below. Or message me on Instagram. I'm open to all suggestions because I'm always looking to improve things. Besides that, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next one.